A few weeks ago, I unboxed a mystery box from Ami Ami, and it was including 4 anime figures at random. Had no clue what was in it, and I got it. I got those 3 figures back there, the Amelia, the Asuna, and the Hollow, and now we're unboxing the final figure. This is Rei. I don't know what R-E-I, how that's supposed to be pronounced in Japanese. I've never watched Evangelion. I have only watched one of the 4 shows that these figures came in. But this was the figure that I was least looking forward to, the one that I had my biggest concerns with. Asuna set the bar pretty low, in my opinion, for that figure. Will this one change my mind? Will this be the one that surprises me the most? Let's find out. So, as I mentioned, I've not watched Evangelion, so whenever I unbox this, if you, maybe I make a remark that like, for instance, I know there is a blue-haired version of this figure. This figure has gray hair. I don't know why. Maybe that is a part of the story. I don't know. Personally, if I was going to buy this figure after I had watched the show, then I would have bought the blue one, not the gray one. So that is something to, note, that if that is a story detail, I don't know that. So take that into account whenever I'm judging this figure. Also, I have no idea if this outfit is like a part of the show. I don't know that. This is a show that I have really wanted to watch. It is a show that I was planning to watch for my 300th anime. And I ended up not going with it for a few reasons. The biggest of which is that I was kind of busy at the time. And I really, whenever I sit down to watch this series and films, I guess, I want to kind of binge it in one short sitting, maybe a few days. I knew I would not have that time, that amount of time this part of the year, so I didn't do it, and I went with My Hero Academia instead. Judge me for what you will with that. But I do want to get to this series at some point. More than Spice and Wolf and more than Sword Art Online, I really want to watch this series. But I don't know if this would be the figure that I would be like, I want to buy a figure from the series now. I don't know if it'd be the first one that I get. Maybe it'll surprise me, but we'll see. Starting off with the base, as I always say, a base can tell us a lot about a figure, and I think this one tells us a little bit. This one, as you can see there, it's got that Radio Eva there at the bottom there. I would assume that's part of the show, something, maybe not. Maybe it's just a thing that they do post the series or whatever. Yeah. Something to note, it does have metal pegs, but the metal pegs go all the way through the bottom. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Getting the figure out here, let's take off all of this plastic here. So, first impressions, this is a really detailed figure. So let's go ahead and put her on the base, and then we'll talk about it some more, and I will give you some close-ups of it. The first thing to notice and to point out is this. This back here. That is very pretty and like really well done. Maybe if you really wanted to complain, you could say that the inside of it is not as detailed as the outside. But even then, the outside is so pretty that I cannot really complain about that. Now, one thing I also will point out here is that this figure does not want to go on this base at all. Well, that's something to point out. You remember how I said that metal peg went all the way through? Well, it just poked through all the way. So, like, that figure now, let me get it on the base. Give me a minute, and then I'll come back and we'll look at that. Or that's what I would say if it didn't just shove through the whole bottom. Like, how do you... I've got a spinning top now. Okay, I finally got it, and it's definitely better than it was. It's still sticking through. I hate to be kind of rude on it just because of the base, but that's kind of that's a no-go. If your pegs on the base of your figure do not work, that's a no. Like, that is an absolute no. So the figure we'll talk about, but the base is like a 2 out of 10. One of the worst base I've ever seen. Awful, awful. A plastic base with plastic pegs would have been better than a plastic base with metal pegs. If you can't make the metal pegs stay there, which they can't. And I hate to be that way because the rest of the figure looks pretty good. I will say that it is well designed, but it is, to be honest, it is kind of basic in a way that, like, it looks pretty, but there is nothing crazy out of the ordinary that you wouldn't just pick up on from first glance. What I mean by that is if a figure has details in it, and you'll notice this, look in your anime figures, you'll notice this. If you see a figure on the shelf and they, they're pretty cool, they look good, but if you go and inspect them further, you will notice small details and you'll think, wow, that really is a good figure. You also will have figures that you will see from a distance. You will say, wow, that looks nice. And you'll walk up to it and you'll look at it and you'll say, yeah, that looks like what it looks like across the room. And that's what I'm getting with this figure. This thing in the back, I don't really know what it is supposed to be. It's kind of attached to this jacket. I would assume it's just a design for a jacket. It looks nice. It does look nice, and it looks pretty cool. I've seen the same technique, not like this part on a jacket, but this texturing done better in other figures. This is nothing new. Something that I will note about the figure is that the shoes look really cool. They did nail the shoes. I've not really seen a anime figure with sneakers, really. There we go, and they did them really well. I will say, though, I stick to my original point. I would have got one with blue hair. I don't like the gray hair. I just think this figure being kind of gray and blacks and whites and everything, I think that one pop of blue would have really made this figure stand out. And unfortunately, it's just not there. The shoes kind of give this to us with the purple and green and blue. I think if you had that real baby blue hair that the character is kind of known for, at least I know her for, I think that really would have set it off and it really would have looked nice. Like I said, I don't know the character. I don't know if she has gray hair 90% of the time, and then if she's, in her superpowers or whatever she's supposed to be, if she's blue haired then. Don't know. But I would have liked to have that version, even if it doesn't canonically make sense. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. What brings it down, in my opinion, is the weak base and the overall, I've been saying this a lot with some figure unboxings lately, but basic look. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. Exactly what you see on this video is what you get. You are not going to get this figure in hand and see something that you think, wow, it didn't come across on video, because there's nothing like that here. There are figures that I can tell you, there are details in it you will not see on video. And I will say, I'm trying to get this across on video, but I can't because it's so small or it's only coming across on, person. Nothing like that with this one. This one is exactly what you see here, is exactly what you get. Does it look a little bit cheap in some areas? It looks like that in person. Don't worry, it's just how the figure kind of looks. Yes, from a distance, this figure looks great, but up close, it's okay, and it's fine. This would work really well in a big collection of Evangelion. Would it look great as your only Evangelion figure? No, in my opinion, no. So that Ami unboxing where I unboxed the 4 mystery figures. What is my opinion now? Because now they're all on the box. What do I think? This was $300 plus shipping, about $400, just say. It's a little bit less than that, but let's say $400. In terms of do I think this figure lineup is worth $400? Barely. Would I pay $400 if I knew these 4 figures were the ones I was getting? Probably not. Amelia here is doing some heavy lifting. I think personally, I would pay $150 for this figure. I would pay $100 for this figure. I would not pay $100 for either of these 2 figures. This one is worth, if I was to go on Ami today, this one would be $150. This one is about $80, I believe. This one was about $80. This one's about $110. This one is a good price. This one is an okay price, bad price. Personally, I wouldn't buy this figure. I wouldn't buy this figure. But I would probably buy this one, and I would probably buy this one. So overall, I'm not disappointed in the figures that I got, but I'm not blown away by them. I think I got one really good figure. I'm going to say it, really good figure. I got one that is pretty good, one that is almost there, but not quite. It's very meh, and one that I am disappointed in. So overall, was the mystery box worth it? Well, I got 5 videos out of it, so to me, yeah. But would it be worth it to you? Probably not. That's just my opinion. And on top of that, I've not watched any of these 3 shows. I've watched this, but it's not a show that I'm crazy about. So that's just my opinion. If you think these figures are really cool, then that's on, that's up to you. And if you think that, great. I hope you enjoy these figures if you own them in your collection. I really do. And they're going to have a home in my collection for at least the time being. Maybe we do something with her eventually. But for sure, these 3, I'll definitely keep in my collection, hypothetically forever. So, yeah, that's about it. What do you think? Do you think the mystery box was worth it? Do you think this figure is worth it? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, we have more unboxings coming. We have more videos coming, just in general. So let me know what you would like to see in the future, and I'll try to unbox them for you. Or what series you'd like to see. This was kind of a new thing where I did a few different series that I've never done before. Let me know if you enjoyed them. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.